Good morning, and welcome to the University of Dubuque's 2017 Fall Commissioning Ceremony. Colonel Kenneth Take, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Harris, Dr. Mark Ward, Peter Smith, Bob Barocious. Distinguished guests, cadets, family, and friends, the purpose of today's ceremony is to bestow upon 4 young cadets their commissions as second lieutenants in the United States Army. As they accept their commissions, it will extend the number of lieutenants commissioned through the University of Dubuque's ROTC program to 117. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation given by Reverend Jim Gunn. Please welcome Reverend Jim Gunn.
If you would, please join me in prayer. O Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. The words we can read in the Psalms of the Bible remind us of the work of your fingers, O God, our Creator. When we do look at the heavens and all that surround us, who are we that you are mindful of us and care for each one of us? And we give you thanks that you do that, and we praise you. And on this day, I give you thanks for the instructors and all those who run the ROTC program, for their stewardship of what's been given to them, including these individuals being commissioned today. Merciful Lord, I ask that you would bless them and protect them even while they seek to serve and protect others. Be in our midst, I pray, an ever-present help. Emmanuel, God with us. Amen. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Michael Harris, the Professor of Military Science for the University of Northern Iowa and the University of Dubuque.
Go ahead and please be seated. Honored guests, family, and friends of the ROTC program, and I thank you for attending today's commissioning ceremony for these fine cadets. Unfortunately, I did not have the honor to see these cadets grow through the ROTC program since I recently arrived here myself this past summer. However, in my short tenure, I'm fully confident in their abilities to lead our Army. They have committed their lives to protecting our freedom, and I assure you, our freedoms and our way of life. They will take an oath today that few Americans take. Less than 0.5% of our nation chooses to serve the military. Now take a small percentage, and I think how many choose to gain their bachelor's degree while simultaneously completing the cadet training and the goal of becoming an officer. The percentage is much, much lower. Today, they have reached that goal. It's an amazing accomplishment that they and their family should be proud of. These fine cadets have endured many hours of academic study, physical training, field training in austere conditions, and placed to challenging leadership positions, and they have exceeded the standard in every metric. But now, the hard work begins. The lives of soldiers will be placed in their hands, and the very freedoms we enjoy as Americans with them as well. Our citizens look to the Army to bring order to chaos, bring peace from war, to bring hope and comfort from those suffering. And as a servant leader, they will be placed the needs of the soldiers before their own, earn their respect, and they will ensure the mission is complete despite any difficulties they face. I'm confident that these cadets are prepared to take the most difficult of decisions, make the most difficult decisions in the most austere of environments. And when you look back in history, you have to imagine the most difficult situations. And then think of the most chaotic disasters, and who do you see giving hope and freedom? You see the men and women in the military. Those here today that are about to serve will be those individuals in the future. And because I have hope in their leadership abilities and skills, much like the heart of steel have been forged and sharpened through the years of the university and in the ROTC program, I have utmost confidence in their abilities to succeed. To the cadets in front of me that are graduating or that are commissioning today, remember this: our forefathers established our country in generations before you, and they have kept our country free. They have sweat, bled, and many died in all corners of the world. They have completed their mission no matter the cost. They have served something bigger than themselves, and this is your legacy. It is up to you to carry this on honorably. I know that an Army is in good hands as these cadets pick up the mantle of leadership for our soldiers, so I wish you good luck in your careers in the military, and Godspeed. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today, Colonel Kenneth Taki, who is a native of Worthington, sorry if I mispronounced that, Iowa. He enlisted in the United States Army in 1982, serving tours in Fort Riley, Kansas, Germany, and Fort Hood, and Texas. And in 1987, he entered the University of South Dakota ROTC program and commissioned in 1998 as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. He has served in various commands and staff positions, including commander of the 300 Military Police Company, commander of the 463rd Military Police Company. He was assistant professor at U.S. Military Academy, S3 at the 1st Battalion, 1st Infantry, deputy provost marshal, 2nd Infantry Division, and many, many more. And in 2009, Colonel Taki assumed command of the 101st Military Police Battalion, Criminal Investigation Division at Fort Riley. After 24 months, he relinquished that position to become Deputy Commanding Officer of the 42nd Military Police Brigade in Fort Joint Base Lewis-McChord, Washington, D.C. In 2012, he assumed command of the 2nd Battalion, the 535 Military Police Battalion in Afghanistan. Prior to his graduation from the United States Army War College, Colonel Taki deployed to Qatar as CENTCOM Joint Security Officer Forward. After the United States Army War College, Colonel Taki was the First Corps, I Corps Provost Marshal at Joint Base Lewis-McChord, Washington. His awards and decoration includes Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Bronze Star Medals, and Combat Action Badge, amongst others. His civilian education is a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Criminal Justice, a Master's in Political Science, and a Master of Communication from the University of South Dakota. It is my pleasure to bring forward Colonel Taki. Please, a round of applause, please.
First of all, Colonel Harris, thanks for inviting me here to attend the commissioning ceremony of these fine future officers as of today entering the United States Army. And also I'd like to thank the families and friends and parents of these cadets, soon-to-be officers, soon-to-be lieutenants, for all the support that you have given them. And lastly, I'd like to also thank the staff and the staff of the University of Dubuque ROTC program, the NCOs and the officers and the support staff that prepared these young Americans to become United States Army officers. So thank you for inviting me to speak here today on the day of your commissioning. Thank you all for your service and commitment to our nation. And once again, thank you to the families that have supported you in this great endeavor. Many of you have already experienced in the military, but taking the next step to becoming an officer is a huge step. You are the standard bearer for your soldiers, a leader in your unit, and a guardian for our nation. Our nation faces challenges around the globe in all domains: air, land, space, cyberspace, sea, and under the sea. To face those challenges, we need a well-trained, motivated, and educated military force. You are part of that force. You are the young warriors, the young warrior leaders that face a volatile, uncertain, and chaotic world, and you are up for the challenge, because you must be. As General Milley, the Chief of Staff of the Army, said, our number one priority is readiness. Our nation must be ready, and that's why we have programs such as ROTC, commissioning programs, United States Military Academy, NCO development programs, and training centers to ensure that we are ready to answer the call of our nation. You are entering a time-honored profession where words such as honor, courage, service, and self-sacrifice are not just empty rhetoric, but are the cornerstone that defines you as an officer, as a leader, and as a soldier. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors as you enter the United States military, and I wish you Godspeed as you begin to train and take the next step to being an Army officer. It was not long ago that folks like myself, Colonel Harris, entered the military in a similar fashion. As depicted in my bio, I grew up locally here in Worthington, Iowa. I entered the Army at age 17, and then 35 years later, I'm back in Dubuque County. Who knew that would happen? But with the reality of the opportunities and the challenges that you will face, remember the cornerstone of where you came from, what you learned, and what you must do to serve your nation. I want you to have Godspeed in your efforts, and may God bless you and your families and the United States Army and the United States of America as you continue to move forward in your career. Our nation needs you. We are an all-volunteer force, and as an all-volunteer force, that gives us great strength. And with that strength, we will continue to protect the United States of America as we move forward each day and protect our freedom. With that, I'd like to say thank you, because I think I was given some good guidance that said, be brief, be good, and then be gone. So today's not about an old colonel that they happened to find. Sergeant Major Ernst found my name somewhere and brought me up here. It's about you and about your day and about your commissioning. Enjoy this day and be prepared for the challenges you face tomorrow. Our nation will need you. Thank you very much.
Colonel Take, thank you for your keen insight. As a token of our appreciation, Cadet Bolsinger would like to present you with a handcrafted pen made by the Veterans Freedom Center of Dubuque, for being our guest speaker and for your support of the UNI and UD ROTC program. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, these cadets have put in countless hours of training and preparation for this eventful day. Please feel free to come forward and take pictures as you wish as we indoctrinate these commissionees into the Army. Would the commissionees please rise and come forward to take your oath of office?
About face.
Which one is mine? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Timothy Logan,
Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. The duties of the office of So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenants. You may return to your seats. At this time, Cadets Loggeman and Paddock will be administered into the Iowa National Guard by Major Rush.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Timothy Logan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa
against all enemies, foreign
against all enemies and foreign,
and domestic,
and
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I will obey the orders of the President
that I will obey the orders of the President
of the United States
of the United States
and the Governor
and the Governor
of the State of Iowa,
of the State of Iowa,
that I make this obligation freely
that I make this obligation freely
without any mental
without any mental
reservation
reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully discharge
well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Second Lieutenant
of Second Lieutenant
in the Iowa
in the Iowa
Army National Guard,
Army National Guard,
on which I'm about to enter.
which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Colonel Take and Vice President Mark Ward, would you please join me at the podium to present the commissioning certificates? I would now like to individually introduce the members of the Fall 2017 commissioning class in conjunction with the traditional pinning of the bars. At this time, new second lieutenants will also receive their commissioning documents and exit through the traditional Arch of Sabers. After passing through the arch, they will receive their first hand salute from a non-commissioned officer who has made the most significant impact on him or her during ROTC training. They will present that non-commissioned officer with a silver dollar. Second Lieutenant Danielle Ellsbury. Hometown, Oregon, Illinois, with a double major in psychology and criminal justice with a minor in military science. branching field artillery active duty. Pinning on her rank is grandmother Janet Ellsbury. Giving Lieutenant First Salute, Grandfather Retired Corporal Robert Ellsbury. Second Lieutenant Claudio Giraldi. Hometown, Rome, Italy. Earned a master's degree of arts in communication, branching finance, active duty, detailed field artillery. Pinning on his bars, Father Vinciano Giraldi and Pablo Martinez. Giving Lieutenant First Salute, First Sergeant Retired Bob Barocious. Second Lieutenant Timothy Loggeman. Hometown, Earlham, Iowa, with a degree in education, branching infantry in the Iowa National Guard. Pinning on his bars are Julie and David Loggeman. Giving Lieutenant his first salute, Grandfather Retired Corporal Lee Borg. Second Lieutenant Miranda Paddock. Hometown, Machesney Park, Illinois, with a degree in Human Health Science and a minor in Military Science, branching medical services in the Iowa National Guard. Pinning on her bars, Sister Alyssa Paddock and Caitlin Estafio. Giving Lieutenant her first salute is Father Alan Paddock. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the benediction and the playing of the Army song?
I give you this charge. If it is worth doing, do it well. If it is worth doing well, do it unto the Lord. If it is worth doing well unto the Lord, then do it with all your heart, soul, and might. And receive this benediction. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift his countenance to you and give you his peace. Amen.
On behalf of the University of Northern Iowa and the University of Dubuque ROTC programs, thank you for all your continued support and commitment in making this moment possible for these young men and women. This concludes today's ceremony. Please feel free to take as much time as you need for photos. We welcome you to stay and enjoy food and refreshments that are available near the entrance of this building in the Welsh Dining Hall. Thank you all again.